Hey guys, Jay here from Wood Pigeon Outdoors. Great to see you all again. 3 years ago, when I first started my channel, it was about dandelion coffee. That was my very first video. Ever since then, everybody's been asking me about dandelion wine. I've been keep putting off, and this year I think I'm going to actually show you guys how I make my dandelion wine. Now, my great granddad used to do dandelion wine. My granddad used to do dandelion wine. My uncles used to do dandelion wine, and now, this tradition passes on to me. So, with that said, let's get started. So, if you are allergic to pollen, please consult your physician to see if you're able to handle dandelion, because we will be dealing with the dandelion heads. Alright? Again, that's dandelion season. So, right now we're getting a lot of dandelions that's turning like this and like this here, and those aren't the ones you want for your wine. Alright? These are just the seeds. So if you want, you could always pluck them and sprinkle them around, and next year you're going to have some more dandelions so you can make some more wine. What you're going to want is the head of the dandelion. Alright, so what you do is you pinch and you just go like that, and the petals should fall out. Alright. Now you don't want the green of the dandelion, because that's what's going to make your wine taste nasty. Alright? So that's just one head. We're going to need a lot more. So we got our dandelions now. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking it's not enough to make the wine, right? Because most people will make wine something like this. I'm only going to do it in this, alright? So this is just enough for get me through the winter. It's only for a couple bottles. I usually do a bigger batch in the beginning of the season just to hand out as gifts. After that's done, I make a second batch for my own personal use. So yeah, let's get this stuff inside and let's get started. Alright guys, so it is the next day. We had to run out and do some things, so I didn't have time to film everything. All I did was stick this into the fridge and with the cap on, left it overnight, pulled it out this morning, and we're good to go. So the next part that we got to do is make some tea. Alright, I'm not talking Shane Dawson tea, but we're talking about dandelion tea. Alright, so basically all you do is pour hot water over your dandelion petals. Let's do that now. Put your dandelions in. All the dandelions are in. Let's throw in the warm water. Now you could use bottled water, you could use any type of water. It's usually better if there's no chlorine, but once you boil it out, it's perfectly fine. And what you want to do is try to cover up all the dandelions. So that should be good. Just cover it up with a lid or a cheesecloth or something like that overnight. Alright guys, so I'm speeding up the process. We don't have a lot of time to wait for the 2-3 days. Usually I speed up the process anyways because I hate waiting. I kind of just want to get the stuff done. But yeah, it's going to be fine just the way it is. We do need some sort of citrus or some acid from lemons or oranges. You could use either or both. It's totally up to you. What we want is juice from the orange and zest from the peel. All right, so I'm just preparing that. Very easy to squeeze the lemon juice or the orange juice in, and then slice it up, just plop them in. And like I said, you could either use lemons or you could use oranges. I'm using oranges because I like more of a sweeter wine. Lemons will give you more of that bite to it, like a regular white wine. Let that simmer for a little bit, so you know, get all the flavors to mingle and get to know each other, and you know, get all nice and friendly together, sort of like what we do at a party when we're drinking wine. All right, so now that everything is steeped, I did run upstairs. I did shave a little bit, so just wanted to have the tea cool down. But this is what it should look like. Alright, so next what we got to do is strain it. Get all those chunks of dandelion and chunks of orange out of the tea, so this way we're left with the liquid. Got to transfer everything back into the pot. So I'm going to rinse the pot out, get out all the old stuff, throw that out. We don't need that anymore. And then we'll go on to the next step. So now that we have everything in a bowl, I wanted to throw it into this container. This is what I usually use. It's 2 liters. All right. So 2 liters usually makes me about 2 to 3 bottles of wine. But I noticed I made a little bit too much tea, so I'm going to be using this. This is about 4 liters, so roughly about 1 gallon. All right. So also it goes to show you can make it in a plastic container, you can make it in a glass container. It doesn't really matter as long as you're able to keep it airtight. And we're just going to use ordinary granulated sugar. This one here is Red Path. Is it Red Path? Yes. This one here is Red Path. And so just 4 simple cups of sugar. Easy peasy. Right? And I'm not like doing it 2 to line, whatever. So here it is, just loosely done. And oh, that's in the bottle. What you want to do is take the lid, you put it on, right? So nice and tight. You give it a quick shake, mixes everything up. Do that little finger taste test. Make sure it's nice and sweet. Almost, you want it almost too sweet. So now the fun part, everybody's favorite part, part where it turns into alcohol. All right, but before it turns into alcohol, we need to add yeast. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of yeast you use. You could use that instant activated yeast that you use to make bread, or if you want to go the fancy route and get those little wine packet yeast, you could do that as well. I can't find my bread yeast at the moment, so my lovely wife Jill, as you all know from the videos, got me this brewer's yeast. So I'm going to be using that. It's going to do the same thing, and then I'm just going to add some raisins later on in the second fermentation. That's going to be in the next video. But any yeast should work. And I know there's some people out there going, you know, you're not using wine yeast, or keep in mind, they didn't use wine yeast back in the day when they actually did this. My mom was saying that my grandpa used to use pieces of bread, and they would take the piece of bread, put it on the tea in the bucket, and then throw their orange on top that way, and that would help ferment the wine. Just nowadays with getting certain strands, everybody has certain opinions and certain options on what kind of bread yeast to use. I say just go with the bread yeast because this is Dandielion Wine. Okay, now is going to make it the festive time of making the wine. I'm using a balloon, right? Yes, this is a gold balloon. The reason why I chose gold is because I want that gold YouTube play button. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share and all that fun stuff. And if you don't have a balloon, that's perfectly fine. Keep your cap. Alright, so what you would want to do is put your cap on, give it a twist until this closes, right? And then just untwist it just a little bit so you get that play. Hear that? Just put it over like that. You could also use a plastic bag. You could use one of these. It's totally up to you. And now you put it aside and let it start fermenting for 3 days. Alright, until next time guys, as always, stay safe out there.